Hello, my student in grade 5. You are welcome for your English class of today, Friday, 23rd of October. Yesterday, we already finished the review of Unit 2. And today I'm waiting your project that I asked to do. Today, inshallah, we will start with Unit 3, as you can see in the video now. In the Unit 3, we are talking about where we live. We are live in the city or we live in the town or in the country. So, do you live in the country or the city? What do you like about the living there? I mean, if you live in the country, why you prefer living in the country, and if you live in the city, tell us why you love living in the city. Here we have some words, as you can see, and just some description for some word in page 36. For example, in the first box it described the road, office building, village, a vehicle, bath, pavement, lake, forest, mountain, and field. In the last box down in page 36 is described a word: beautiful, crowded, peaceful, spectacular, pretty, popular, modern, and ancient. Come to page 38, please. In page 37, you have the comparative and superlative, and I will give you a chance to see a video now is related to this.
Every time you compare in English, you must always use than instead of that. For example, she is more beautiful than flowers. Going to the beach is better than going to the mountain. I prefer soda than orange juice. See? Easy peasy. Let's start now. What are comparatives and superlatives? Well, comparatives are adjectives that compare only two things. It's like comparing cartoons and TV series. How to use comparatives? First, don't forget comparatives are used only to compare two things. The clue word for comparatives is more, add an ER, which is an abbreviation of more at the end of the adjective. And if the adjective is too short, just duplicate the last letter. Then you would say something like, I was born first than my brother, so I am older than him. What you cannot say is, I am more old than him. This is not correct. It's like mixing the word more with the adjective. Let's make an example. Guess you're running against a friend, only the two of you. And then you win. So what would you say to your friend? Then you tell your friend, I am faster than you, which is correct. What you cannot say is, I am more fast than you. This is not right. Well, moving on. Superlatives are adjectives that compare more than two things. Like comparing three people to see which one is the oldest, the youngest, and the tallest. How to use superlatives? First, don't forget superlatives are used to compare more than two things. The clue word for superlatives is most. Add an ESD, which is an abbreviation of most, at the end of the adjective. And if the adjective is too short, duplicate the last letter. Let's make an example. Now, let's suppose you're running against many friends. And then you win. So what would you say to your friends? Then you tell your friends, I am the fastest runner, which is correct. What you cannot say is, I am the most fast runner. This is not right. Now, we're almost done, so let's see the exceptions. First, if the adjective is too long, more than two syllables, then you cannot use comparatives and superlatives. For example, Spanish grammar is more difficult than English grammar, or she's wearing the most beautiful dress I've ever seen. Second, if the adjective describes an absolute state, like perfect, unique, and uniform, you cannot use comparatives and superlatives. For example, Maggie had the most perfect score at the exam. And There are some irregular adjectives that change with comparatives and superlatives. There are 5 of them, which are good, bad, far, little, and many. And here you have the comparative form and the superlative form.
My dear kids, after we watched the video about comparative and superlative, as you can see in the blue box, use of English, comparative and superlative, you can see the first sentence. The country is cleaner. We add er to the adjective. Then after adding er, we put than. So with the comparative, we add er and we put than. With the superlative, we have just to add est. Est is the biggest, the something like this, largest. And if the if the adjective is more than one syllable, we have to change our rule. So the rule is a change after we adding if we have more than one syllable. If more than one syllable, with the comparative, we have to put more peaceful, more beautiful. If with the superlative, we have to put the most spectacular, the most peaceful, the most crowded place. Malaysia or the Kuala Lumpur is the most crowded place in Malaysia. Then you have 3 questions. Look at the use of English books and answer the question. Number 1, what do we add to short adjective to make them comparative and superlative? To make them one short adjective, to make them so comparative, we have to add er with plus than. With superlative, we have to add da before the adjective and est to the adjective. It means it's the biggest city in Malaysia. We have to say Kuala Lumpur, it is the biggest city in Malaysia. Then after that, ask us the second question: how do we change the short adjective ending in y to make it comparative adjective? If we have adjective ending with y, we have to change y to I and add IER. For example, the city is dirtier than dirtier. We have to change IER. Number 3, how do we make a long adjective with 2 syllables or more for comparative and superlative? For comparative, we have to put it more. The country is more peaceful than. We have to put more before adjective and than after adjective. For superlative, we have to put it the most. It has the most spectacular mountains. What's the meaning of spectacular? It means wonderful. Something is amazing. So for the superlative, if we have one syllable, for the comparative, we have to put it er to the adjective, add er to an adjective and put it than, er then than. If more than one syllable, we have to put what? The more adjective than, more adjective than. With superlative, we have to put the biggest. If more than one syllable, we have to put the most, and we don't add est. Just with one syllable, we add est and we put it the. That's all. With some adjective, as you saw in the video, we cannot add est. The form is changed. It's like, for example, bad, worst, bitter, good, bitter, good, bitter. So this adjective is completely changed in comparative and superlative. I will send you the sheet for working on this one, on this rule, but it's not for today. Today I give you the reading practice for mouse of the country and the mouse of the city. On Monday I give you sheet for comparative and superlative to work more on this rule. Thank you my kids for your watching. Have a good weekend. See you inshallah on Monday. Bye bye.